So Jameson, before coming on here, I went through and I was just looking at all of your stuff, just a quick Google,
Oh
dump
yeah.
here guy. It is thick going outside of the Mariner fandom realm. I was wondering how the rest of the internet would see or just perceive you or label you, and it's like, bam, you got it right here, dump here guy. How's that felt, first of all?
It's a little odd. I have people come up to me at my job, and a lot of people don't recognize me if I'm not wearing the shirt or the hat or anything. But then I work with dealers because I work in a casino, and so some of the dealers talk with their players and they tell them that, hey, this is the guy. And people are like, are you really the guy? Like, you're the one that caught the ball? And that's pretty much how most everybody refers to me. You're the guy, you're that guy. But it's been fun. Everybody's been super positive. I'm surprised because when you go online, most people will try to troll or say negative things. But
Wait, what is there possibly negative to say about your
yeah,
story?
I
And
mean,
we'll
yeah,
get right into it. Let's just take it from my point of view. Me and Hannah are watching the game up in Seattle. We're at MVP's. Actually, we're in Edmonds. We're at MVP's Bar and Grill. We're watching on the big screen. Things are going pleasantly that day. We get to the ninth inning. Cal Raleigh, opposite field. Oppo Taco shot. We're sitting there shoving wings in our face. Boom, we see the ball take this
I'm
candy
like,
hop. We're like, whoa, really quick. Like, oh, there's a guy. He hit it to a guy with the Mariners. Then it heightened to, oh, he hit it to a guy with a Cal Raleigh. Oh, a guy with a custom made Cal Raleigh. Holy shit, he just took off that jersey or shirt. And now he's got another shirt on underneath. And just the heightening of how everything happened in just a few minutes, and the production was on top of it. The whole place was going crazy for you. I just have to tell you that. And then for this to go on as the night unfolded and as days unfolded, I mean, it absolutely blew our minds as sports fans. Wouldn't you say, Hannah?
Yeah, so what was the decision making in creating that shirt, getting on a flight, going to Detroit, and then just the luck of the draw to have that ball land in your lap? I mean, it's just absolutely an incredible story.
yeah, I'm still shocked by it. I just told a couple friends, I think I'm gonna make a shirt and go. Well, at the time I made the shirt, it was for the last game in Seattle, September 29th. I stayed up like the night before because they had a game the day before to I had to see how many home runs he was going to have, so I didn't know what number to put on the shirt. So I had to
Hmm.
wait till that night. It stayed at 60, so I made up the 61 shirt. I told my friend I'm just going to make a shirt that says "dump," as in big dumper, your 61st home run here, and that's what I came up with, and it just like a shot in the dark. I'm like, maybe I'll get on TV or something. Someone will think it's a cute shirt. I didn't expect to catch anything. He didn't hit the home run. I came back home. I went up there solo, came back home, and then like a day before the Detroit game, I found a cheap flight to Detroit. I'm like, oh, maybe I should fly out there and try it again. So I bought a ticket. I was looking for right field, thinking he'd hit right field home run, batting left hand. But everything was like way back in the back, and I kind of wanted to be close to the fence. So that's all I could find is right behind the bullpen there. First row in the bullpen, and I guess my lucky number's 13 because my friend says every time you buy a ticket in a ballpark, like from Tick Pick or StubHub or something, you always end up with seat number 13. And she said, if you get seat number 13 again, you're definitely going to get the home run. So I buy the ticket. Of course, it comes up seat number 13 in the front row. And I send her a little screenshot of the ticket. And she's like, oh my God, you got seat 13. You're definitely going to catch it. I'm like, yeah, right, whatever. And, I saw earlier in the year he hit a home run in Detroit to nearly that same spot in the Seattle bullpen, but he was batting right-handed. And so I thought, well, maybe I got a shot. But this one, he was batting left. So I'm like, oh, you know, I'll just bet. I'm live betting on my phone. I'll just bet that he's going to hit a home run, and I'll just be happy if he gets one at all. And when he hit that, I was like, wow, that looks like a really well hit ball. I might win my bet. And then it just got closer and closer to me, and I was in shock. I'm like, it bounced right in front of me. I reached down, snagged it in my glove. It's like the rest is history. It's been great.
So from there, I know you go on to a lot of these media outlets and tell the story. So from there, you catch the ball, and you just what kind of euphoria is going through your body at that moment when you actually get the ball? So as it's coming, you're just thinking about the bet and the like, oh, I'm going to make some money here. Oh my God, it's coming. Boom, you get the ball.
Yeah.
Then you have to remember that you have that other shirt underneath, or were you like right on it?
No. When I first caught it, I'm just thinking, oh my God, take this out of my glove and don't let it fall out of my hand. I'm like gripping it really hard. I'm like, I can't believe this is happening. And then I'm thinking about all the friends that I told, and they're all probably, when I was making the shirt and stuff, they're probably rolling their eyes thinking, what is this guy doing? And so I'm thinking I want to text everybody and say, you know, you're not going to believe this, but I actually got it. And at first, I wasn't even thinking of the other shirt. The other shirt was mainly just because if someone else got his 61st home run, I wanted to be prepared for another one. It wasn't because I thought I was going to catch it, you know. But
you just wanted to be up to date.
yeah, it just turned out that then I thought, you know, like a couple minutes went by and I'm like, I'm going to take the shirt off. Maybe the cameras are on me and they'll see that I got a number 62 ready. And Fox was on top of it. They kept going back to me on the live broadcast and showing, and which I didn't find out until later. I stopped in a bar after I left the stadium, and as soon as I walked in the bar, everybody knew who I was, and I was kind of shocked because I didn't know everybody's seen all this stuff online already. But I guess it was like wildfire on.
You didn't need to text and any of your friends. Everybody text your friends. You know, you didn't need to do that at all. I mean, this was happening quick, Cano.
I was going to say, what was really cool about your thing, you're surrounded by a bunch of Detroit fans wearing orange, and you're the only guy in the teal Mariner colored shirt. So you stood out like, you know, it was just unbelievable. And that makes sense why everybody recognized you and just zeroed in on you, including the Fox broadcast like they did.
Yeah, I definitely stuck out like a sore thumb there with all that orange all around. And they were really nice fans too. Like a lot of the fans had left. There was like a kind of a nasty heckler fan earlier in the game that was talking to Gilbert before he went in at the beginning, before the game started, and they were like kept threatening to kick him out.
Oh! Gotta bring it down a little bit, bring it down a little bit. Oh! No, 3-0. That's the ball, buddy. Come on! Put him on! 4-0.
He had already left because the Mariners had taken a big lead. So all they had left is their really good, loyal fans, and they were nice people.
So you've caught this ball. This is going on. You've switched your shirts. And then a security team comes and gets you. Every time I kind of think about this in my head, I think about that scene in Old School where they just come and Will Ferrell goes and they kidnap the people, and they have that mask on, and they go, if you tell anybody about this, we'll fucking kill you. But I mean, so does stadium security come up to you? Does the Mariners people come to you? How does this all come break down?
So Cal hit that in the top of the ninth, and MLB.com reporter came and talked to me in my seat and said, hey, do you mind if I do like a little interview with you while the bottom of the ninth is going on? And so we did that, and then all of a sudden a couple guys from the Mariners, and I hope they forgive me, I can't remember their names, but they said, hey, would you like to go and meet Cal? Like we talked to him and we're gonna take you down to meet him.
No, I'm good. I got to get to a bar.
I'm like, of course. Yeah, of course. And so, yeah, they just swept me up and said, hey, follow us. And and we went down in the tunnel underneath the stadium, and first person I saw was Justin Hollander. He wanted a selfie with me, and then the reporters, all the, King 5 and all the Detroit reporters and everybody just kind of swarmed me, and they were on all sides asking me questions, and I was like, oh, wow, this is overwhelming, but it was good times.
That's awesome. It's like you were Cal Raleigh yourself getting interviewed post-game show. That's amazing.
Yeah, because of the nature of that game, and there was a blowout. There was, I don't know, this might have been the bigger story of it. I mean, of course, that the Mariners, are getting closer to, being able to clinch this series. But if you just go back to that game, your moment, and now probably in history when, the memory fades of what actually happened in that game, it's just like you're still going to be a big piece of that game, I think, and the Mariners playoff run just from in that moment. We got 4-time Gold Glove winners, 3-time All-Star, 2-time Silver Slugger, and look, the reason why I bleached my hair back in the 2000s. What's up, Brett?
I love it. I love it. You had the hair, huh?
That was like my college look.
That was my thing. My kids still tease me about it. They said, "Dad, why don't you go bleach your hair?" I said, "Dad's getting a little old for that." I said, that was just a phase I went through. It was kind of a shtick. And I used to tell people when I bleached my hair, I'd say the city expects it. So just don't worry about it. Get out of my way. Every 3 weeks, I had my routine.
Did you get your hair done by somebody here?
I did. No, I did. I had a young lady who would come to the ballpark, actually, and I had a barber chair. It was a hair bleaching station. And there was a couple guys on the Mariners that would get it done, too. But every 3 weeks, she would come in. We had a little office space off the clubhouse, and I'd get it done. So that was fun. That brings back pretty cool memories.
You went from, where was your mindset like ninth inning? You were just about to go back to the hotel, or I'm hungry, I got to get out of here. I'm going to stick around, and maybe I'll get an autograph, or maybe I'll get a ball, or maybe where was your mind before all this happened to an hour later, microphones in your face?
Before Cal hit that homer, I told the lady next to me, I said, Cal's going to come up one more time in the ninth inning. I said, I got one more shot. It's the whole reason I came here. And so I said, he needs to hit it right now. And I don't even know if she knew who Cal Raleigh is, because she's just a little Tigers fan. But before that, I think I'm just thinking, I flew out just for one night, got an Airbnb, and I had a flight scheduled to leave at like 6 o'clock in the morning. So I was just going to try to get a few hours of sleep and get back to work the next day. And, everything just changed. I had a few pictures and videos, because I spent like 8 hours in the ballpark that day because of the rain delay. And I was there 2 hours before the game, and then the game got delayed 3 hours. And then the game was like 3 hours. So it was a long day, but
it was a very long day. I actually went to the bar that we went to go watch this game at noon or 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And I think we got out of there. You're right, about like 8 or 9. I think it was about 9:30 PM by the time we did a podcast. I forget about that rain delay.
Yeah, it was a long day, and I hadn't had any sleep because I took the red eye out to Detroit and had to check into that Airbnb, and I tried to lay down and get like an hour nap before getting ready to go to the game, but I really didn't sleep. So I'd been up all night, and then of course after this all happens, I don't sleep that night either, because I've got people calling me from all over the country. I got media calling me, and the Mariners wanting to set up MLB Network interview and CNN interview the next morning and all kinds of stuff. And I'm just like overwhelmed. People text messaging me that I haven't heard from in 20 years, and from Auburn High School, where I went to in Washington, and Centralia High School, like all over, people hadn't heard from in forever. And I'm just not like a super social guy. I'm kind of an introvert, so I don't keep in contact with everybody. But I don't want to be rude and just act like I don't know anybody. But I guess it's just kind of made me popular in a way I thought I would never be.
You're getting thrust into that in what, a matter of minutes, right? I mean, this was
It's crazy. Like as soon as I left the ballpark and I walked into a bar just to go to the bathroom, these fans were all just like, "Hey, let's get you a round of beers." They all knew who I was. And I'm like, "What? I don't even understand." And then everybody wants their photo with me and selfies, and the Mariners invite me to the next game because Cal told me, "Come back to the next game and I'll hit you another one."
Nice.
How did that go? Did you have to cancel your tickets?
Yeah,
Did you have to change? Did you have to call in sick to work?
I didn't have to work the next day, but I did cancel my flight and had to book a new one. All this has cost me a lot of money. I mean, the Mariners did pay for the ticket for the next game, and then they invited me to come to Seattle for Game 5, and got me seats and a hotel and a flight and everything for that. And it's been
Nice.
great. But overall, I paid for the 3 games against Toronto that I went to in Seattle, and it's cost me a lot of money. But of course, it's all worth it. But a lot of people, are like, "Oh, this guy must be rich. He's flying all over." I'm like, "No, I've got two jobs. I'm working 60 hours a week. I'm not rich by any means. I just save my money for things that I enjoy. I'm a single guy, and but it's been a lot of fun. I got up to Seattle for Game 5 against Detroit, and that 15 inning game. Before that game, they asked me to be there couple hours before because they want to get some shots of me in my seat and put it on social media. And the fans started lining up for pictures with me for like 90 minutes. 90 minutes,
Wow.
just people the line just kept going forever until the game started. So it was, amazing. Like everybody's so great, and they all just were so happy to bring their little kids to get photos with me, and just see me and show their friends that they got saw me at the game and everything, and it's been great.
What media outlet so far that you've talked to, or during that time, were you just like, wow? I mean, I'm sure they all blew you away, but what one did you think, man, I don't think I'd ever be on here?
I think my favorite one was the MLB Network with Harold Reynolds, and yeah, I liked that interview. That was probably my favorite. I was standing on the field.
It's long. It's like a 6-minute clip. I mean, you guys
Yeah,
had a
it's a pretty good.
full-on conversation on here.
Yeah, I liked that one. It turned out pretty well. And I hadn't slept for a couple days. I was surprised that I held up pretty well in that interview, but it went pretty well. I mean, Harold Reynolds acted like he was a little hurt that I wasn't like a big
Yeah,
fan
I was
of
gonna
his,
say
but
that was maybe my favorite part. He goes, there you mentioned you throw out there, "Oh, I've been a fan since the Kingdom," and they're like, "Oh, do you remember Harold?" And you take a beat and you
yeah,
go,
I'm like, I remember Harold.
yeah.
Yeah, he's a good
We
guy.
had
And I always remember Harold being, a big part of the Mariners, but I was kind of I guess pretty young at that time, and not like a super like aware Mariners fan. Just my brother was the bigger Mariners fan at the time. Yeah. So I'm just like, yeah, I like the Mariners and I like going to the games, but I didn't really follow the players that closely or anything.
Yeah, I just thought that was a great clip. And then you mentioned CNN.
Yeah, that's wild.
That was a recorded CNN clip they like for their internet thing. It wasn't like live on CNN or anything, but yeah, I mean just the fact that all these reporters, at night they were calling me from like KOMO in Seattle and doing Zoom interviews with me, and then radio shows first thing in the morning when I woke up, and I just was like, I thought it was crazy. Like, why does everybody want to talk to me? I'm just a regular dude, but yeah. But it's been a lot of fun.
Before this all happened, what was the reaction that you got from any of the guys in the bullpen? Did they say anything to you or anything since it bounced right in the bullpen to you? Did you have any interaction with any of the players?
Not really. No, I mean, just as it was happening, they just were like clapping and like thumbs up, and I think they had noticed me there during the game because there was, like I said, there was the guy next to me early in the game. He was kind of heckling the pitchers and telling them, just being your normal obnoxious drunk fan, and they would look up every once in a while and just tell them to shut up or whatever. But and one of the coaches in the bullpen, he threw me a ball like maybe a couple innings before that. He pointed me out and just throw a ball up to me because he noticed I'm like the only Mariners guy there in the area.
Little did you know you were going to upgrade.
Yeah, right. Now I don't even know where that ball is.
Who cares?
Exactly. Yeah, but when it happened, they were definitely cheering for me, and I didn't talk to them or anything, but it was they were clapping and giving me thumbs up.
The moment where that band starts to play the warm-up music, not the theme music, the music that y'all don't hear, when the energy picks up, when the audience is there, when the audience is getting loaded in and the band is playing, when all that stuff happens, it gives you a jolt of energy every week, and you're just like, man, I got to do this. I get to do this. Getting the first sketch on was like getting a single, maybe like a RBI. Getting called to Lauren's office in between dress and air and looking at the board and seeing that your sketch moved up from the 12:50 slot to the first act, that's when it's like, oh, we did something cool. That feels like a home run. That felt like a home run. That was Timothy Chalamet.
The game where you're like, okay, you got a couple of knocks. You got some home runs, maybe hit a grand slam, probably the Dave Chappelle show.
Yeah. So the Dave episode was my like, oh, he's a player, and we can like the Dave episode I could get talked about on the local ESPN affiliate the next day. Like that's what that felt like. It's like this guy might actually be adding some value to this.
You ask for the ball, right? If you're a player, give me that ball. I'm taking that home. Do you have the paper copy of that? Did you take something?
I do. I do have that. I got the cue cards from some of the jokes that I have in the sketch.
Oh wow. So your journey to us was a bit different than the other media outlets. We ran into each other at Edgar's Cantina at Game 5 of the ALCS. It was right after Cal's home run. You come out to Edgar's Cantina, and you've seen this footage, but I'm gonna play it anyways, just so we have a reference here. And there you are. There's the proof. There I am with you right here. So at this point, you've probably taken hundreds, maybe 1,000 pictures, but we ended up getting one together. Right here, you had the 65. Unfortunately, I don't think this ever came, right? Number 65, or did it?
65 came in Game 7.
Yeah,
That's right. So,
but I was at the watch party.
Yes, you were featured at the watch party. I even saw a clip of you getting on the microphone. But here you are in Edgar's Cantina. Let's talk about this. You're out there. You come out to the Edgar's Cantina, and as you can see right here in your hand, you have the next shirt, and you give it to the fan that dropped the Cal Raleigh home run that ended up going back onto the field.
I went over there to find the fan that caught Cal's ball, but he said he lost the ball. So I continued my search to see if someone got the ball. I think it went over like on the first base side or something, but I wasn't able to find the fan. So I'm still trying to find the guy that dropped the ball. Maybe if he can contact me in social media or something, I'll send him the shirt. But I kept the shirt with me because I wasn't able to find anybody that got it. That was the reason I came there, is to give the shirt to whoever got the ball. But I wasn't able to find the guy that dropped it. And then some lady told me, oh, they're gonna find the ball later, and I kept looking for whoever it was that got the ball, but I never found them. And then I got back to my seat, and Gino hit the home run. So
So I'd hope somebody knows where that's at and who's got it. I wonder if the Mariners already got it, but I wonder if you could get a name. And yeah, that'd be awesome if you could send them out a shirt. And we'll double down on that. We'll send them a rye bread and mustard hoodie if we can find that. So we'll throw in that. So if they can wear it in April, they can throw the shirt over the hoodie when it's nice and cold down there at T-Mobile Park. So here's a little something. After you were over in Edgar's Cantina, you returned to your seat and you just sent me this video where you were so close to not only getting that Cal Raleigh ball that you already had, you almost had a Eugenio Suarez's home run ball.
Yeah, I was in the seat. He hit it to me, and unfortunately, I hadn't put my glove back on because I took the shirt off when I changed from 64 to 65, and so I never put my shirt or my glove back on. I get there, and I couldn't believe this ball came to me. I reached up, but there's like 5 other hands swatting the ball away. So somebody a couple rows behind me got it, but it was amazing. It hit my finger, and my finger hurt for like another few hours after that.
So I have a treat for you. I have a treat for you that you don't know about. So
okay,
we're gonna show your footage. You just happened to send me this a DM before you came on here. This is what we're talking about. Let's check it out. So here comes the ball. Boom. Now there's a mad scramble. You're down in there, just like you said. The ball hits your finger. Now, I have another bystander's account of what happened, mentioning you, who came on the podcast that night. I want you to hear this.
Tell me what happened when that home run came up for the Eugenio Grand Slam comes out there. So you touched the ball
right there. Short guy. Ball came down. Alex was right next to me. We got our hands up high. Went on my toes, but a small guy just grazed the tip of me. The guy who wears the hit it here dumper shirt, he didn't have his glove on, and he was losing his mind because he didn't have his glove on. Otherwise, he would have caught the ball. Yeah. And then I turn around. It's underneath the seat of the guy who eventually had the ball. I reached down under the seat, got my fingers on it, and he went up. Hold it up.
So it's absolute war.
It was war.
War.
Braveheart for that fucking baseball.
And that's our man on the street segment here.
Would you concur that that's the action that went down?
Yeah, after I reached up and it bounced off my fingers, I knew I wasn't going to get it, so I didn't dive after it. But these guys definitely were going to war for that ball. But the guy that did come up with the ball, he was a super nice guy, and he wanted to take a photo with me and with the ball and everything. So we did all that, and it was good.
Well, I recognize you right away watching that game. Yeah, of course I was pumped up and excited and saw Eugenio, watched it fall in the crowd, and I saw you right away and said, oh my God, how lucky can this guy be? He almost caught that one too. Just unbelievable.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah, we're going to put together a video of that, and you sent me this video today. Now, and I had forgot that I even cut that piece together that I was going to put out, but the news was moving so fast at the time, and then it was over with, and I was like, nobody wants to talk about that stuff right now. I was like, I'll save it for a rainy day. Well, it's the perfect rainy day, start of December. You send me that, and now I have some footage from the games and stuff I've pulled, but now I have the piece. I was like, I want to put this out when there's other footage from what happened over in the area that the ball landed, and we got it, and the source that we got it from is legit.
Tom, were you on the call for the salmon run for that win for Humpy?
Yes, I was.
They're off and running. Humpy in the rear as usual.
And there was a little scrum among the other three. He was way behind, and all of a sudden they got into a little tussle, all three of the other fish, and history was made.
Yes. How was that moment in the park?
That got about as big a round of applause as Polanco's walk-off. No, everybody loved it that he got the win.
Perfectly timed.
Perfectly timed, yes. And it was, would have never happened had we not gone extra innings. It was kind of like, well, what are we going to do now? Let's have another salmon run. And then it's like, Humpy wins it. So it was pretty fun.
Yeah, baseball fans and ex-players and players are very superstitious, so I do believe with Humpy getting their first win, it quite possibly could have been the trigger to finally get a run across.
A couple of people said Humpy should win every race from here on out.
The real key to this was that Humpy won.
Going back to when Cal Raleigh gave you that bat, you attempted, I believe, right? You wanted to give him the ball, you said, and then he said, just keep the ball, and you got a bat?
Yeah, I told him, hey, he said, here, I'm going to get you a ball. He got me a brand new ball and signed it.
Cool.
And wrote Big Dumper on it. I've got it here, but so he signed this Big Dumper, and
Wow.
and then so it's a brand new, like, it hasn't been rubbed with dirt or anything.
Yeah.
And I still have the original because I said, hey, do you want it? And he said, no, you keep it, and I'm gonna go get you a bat. So he went back into the dugout and got a bat, brought it back out and signed it. And it just, I can understand why he doesn't need that ball. It's not a record-breaking ball or anything, and so it's more special to me than it is to him. But he's just a super nice guy, like, cool guy altogether. But yeah, I got the bat here.
So cool. Yeah, I mean, besides having all this cool stuff happen for you, I bet I agree with you. Meeting Cal Raleigh must have been just the best part of the whole ordeal. Like you said, he's such a great guy and a great player, and just, that's awesome.
Really cool. Yeah. And then I got to meet him again at the MLB Awards. They were down here in Las Vegas. That's where I live. And so me and some of my friends bought front row tickets at the MLB Awards, and he spotted us from across the room, him and his girlfriend. He pointed me out to his girlfriend, and then they came over and said hi to us, and they were taking pictures of us, and then they came up and we got selfies with them, and it was pretty cool.
You had this sequin jacket
Right.
that is absolutely perfect for any sort of Mariners formal. Tell us about this.
Yeah. My friends and I, we got matching jackets to wear to the event, and then we posted this picture of black shirt or white shirt. What should we wear? And let the Instagram followers decide or whatever. But yeah, it was fun. We got matching hats and jackets, and then we made up. Sure, I wore my Dump 60, or I didn't wear it, but I brought my Dump 61 here shirt, and those white shirts that you see in the background there, that Cal posted that video. One said Dump, and then the second one said MVP, and the third one said Here on their 3 shirts. So unfortunately, he didn't take home the MVP that day, but he's still our MVP.
Yeah.
There's a picture of all you guys right there. Wow, that's great. Hold on. Before we get to this is how big things are getting. What bit of an airplane here?
Yeah, so I had to fly back after after game 5, and the pilot just like spotted me. He's like, "Here, come up here." And he had me sit down and take a photo with me and stuff. And even the police officers at the airport, they wanted selfies with me and everything. It's just nuts how nice everybody has been.
All right, so I'll give you the whole rundown of what happened that night. I was tasked with doing the monologue. And the monologue's getting worked on up until 11:29. And not only do I have the monologue, I also have the other sketch. So I got to make sure the cue cards are all solid for that. I got to make my final changes for that. I got to go and tell hair and makeup, like what I need from them, what I need from wardrobe, what I need. I have to go talk to every department. I have to produce my entire sketch. At 8 o'clock, dress rehearsal starts. And that is the more stressful version of Saturday night. That's when we got to go downstairs and we got to talk to Big Daddy. So we do the monologue. We got a lot of changes that we have to do in between dress and hair. And during this time, the game is on. So in my little 2 minutes while I'm running up the stairs, I check on the phone and I see, we down 3-0. Oh, okay. All right. When homeboy slid in, I can't think of his name right now. When he slid in the home base with his leg up, I'm seeing that and I'm like, all right, yeah, man, they got us. You know how I am with sports. I am very anxious. It gets me very anxious. I don't like to watch it. And I have been saying this. Everybody's like, Carl, how are you going to watch the game? How are you going to watch Game 7? I go, I'm not going to watch it. And I'm happy that I have something else to do. And then finally, I finally get to settle down. After the monologue is over, the time starts getting easier. I got a little bit of time. I can look at my phone. Miggy Rojas hit that home run, and I saw that home run. And by this time, the show is happening. When Miggy Rojas hit his, and everybody's up in the writer's room, you'll see this when you come visit, and I just scream. And people like watching the show, but I don't care. I'm like, I can't believe this. And I got on Dodgers hat, and then I'm like, oh my God, we've come back. And then when Will Smith hit that home run, I was like, oh my gosh. But then Yamamoto comes back. I'm like, we got it. And then those final 3 outs, I'm like, so I did see that. I did see the final 3 outs. It started being this weird, serendipitous type stuff. They just got so unlucky. That catch, the Andy Pages catch over Kike. Kike thought it was over with. I thought it was over with. I work across the street from the MLB shop, and I go in there all the time. Y'all got the Dodgers championship stuff yet? And they're like, no, bro. They get mad. They're New York guys, so they're assholes. And they're like, you just gotta keep waiting. We don't have it yet.
I gotta ask. You did post this, and I just saw this today for the first time. This was on Reddit, but there's a theory that you're a time traveler.
Yeah. The time traveler thing. This girl on TikTok, I think, first posted it, and then it was posted on Reddit. She was talking about how I'm just in the right place at the right time, and Gino's Grand Slam, same thing, came right to me, and she's like, "There's just no way that this could happen unless he's a time traveler." And I kind of played into it because in Game 5 against Detroit, when they put me on the big screen, they wanted me to say something, so I had to quickly think of something, and I had heard a few comments online about me being a time traveler. So I said, well, I wouldn't have wasted everybody's time coming back to 2025 and getting everybody excited unless we were going to win the whole thing. And I'm just trying to get the crowd to go crazy. Yeah. And so that kind of added fuel to the fire with the whole time traveler thing.
Yeah, you cut a hell of a wrestling promo with that. I have to say, but I think I could play this because I won't get dinged for copyright on this Instagram or the time traveler one. The other ones I'd love to play, but I like the interviews and stuff, but we'll get dinged. But let me play this one.
Right here, the guy who caught Cal Raleigh's home run in Detroit, wearing the Dump It Here shirt, because everyone loves an amazing story. They're on the road. He catches the ball. It's a home run. Everyone's feeling good vibe, good energy. What are the odds? Incredible. However, I then see this interview.
I would not have wasted my time traveling all the way back to 2025 and getting everyone here excited unless we were going to win it all.
And it gets me thinking, this guy is a time traveler. Because why would you say traveling back to 2025? So I started feeding into the conspiracy because I think it's funny. He's reading it off the card. And I tell my parents, I tell my friends, everyone thinks, yeah, whatever, haha. I'm going to feed into it. I'm going to believe it. So we go to yesterday's game. We see him right before Cal Raleigh hits that home run. He's in his seat. There's a woman in red, blah, blah, blah. There he is again, the Dump It Here guy. We then see him in that same inning. And if you zoom in on the screen, you can see that the scoreboard says 2-2. So this is after Cal Raleigh's hit the home run. He's giving the 64 shirt to the fan that caught Cal Raleigh's 64th home run. He then goes back to his seat and then is seen in the exact spot where Gino hits the grand slam. And the only normal person that would do this is someone that knows what's going to happen. Because why, after Cal Raleigh's home run, would you then get up out of your seat to give the fan your shirt, come back to your seat before the inning's over and after they've tied up the game to then go back to your seat? and they were sitting on opposite sides of the outfield. So like, I am now completely in on this being a conspiracy that this guy's a time traveler and we should believe what he says, and the Mariners are going to win the World Series. So,
I mean, she's got a case. I mean, at the time, she had a very strong case. Had the Mariners brought it all home, she's got a case. Just the timing of that even screws with my brain. Like when I was talking with you, I was like, wait, were you out in Edgar's when that happened? And then you weren't. And then, so, I mean, just the absolute timing that you walked back over to that is what would get me very suspicious here.
Yeah, I guess maybe I am a time traveler and I get my facts mixed up sometimes. I got ADHD, so maybe I got the year wrong, but we're going to have to win the World Series, I guess.
Absolutely.
You may or may not be a time traveler, but I can tell you what, you are a magnet for home run balls.
It's been nuts because before this year, I never even came close to catching a ball. I mean, foul balls, I've hit my fingers before, but and then what's crazy is like in Game 4 in Detroit, the day after I caught his ball, the Mariners get me tickets, but they put me behind the dugout, and I'm like, well, this isn't going to work to catch Cal's, 60-second home run. So every time Cal came up to bat, or a couple batters before him, I would run out to the outfield, and my friend flew the red eye the night before after I caught the ball so that she could come to the game with me. So she's sitting in a seat next to me, and she stayed there. But every time I would run out to go out to the outfield, like the same spot I was the day before, and when Cal came up, he hit a foul ball and it went right to my seat that I would have been in if I stayed in my seat behind the dugout. She got the ball. So it's like the unbelievable luck that all these balls are coming to me in that postseason is just out of this world. Like that ball, the foul ball the next day that my friend got, and Gino's grand slam. I wish I had that glove on because I would have got that one too.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's so great to like talk about all this because another one of the conspiracies was like, does this guy have like some sort of analytic scouting report of where the balls are gonna go? This is just all pure luck. And also the Mariners, I know that they're being great and good to you, so you can't say anything, but come on, they should have got you a ticket out in the outfield. You got to play the game. You see the pattern that's going on here. But I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to hook you up.
Yeah, no, it was a great seat. Yeah, it was a great seat. And then for the next game, they flew me to Seattle. And, put me in what's the name of the hotel right by the stadium there?
Let me ask you this, because I didn't notice it offhand. Is Rowley one of these fucking con men pitch framers?
He's pretty good at it.
Yeah, he's not a con man. That's what you call a platinum glove catcher.
Me and my dad watching, it makes us fucking sick to our stomach. How many pitches these guys are catching. My dad said if he was the umpire, he would say, if you do that shit, I'm calling it an automatic ball.
Strike three called again off the plate.
No, I think it's good, but I think you're a shitty umpire, and if a guy brings the glove way across and that's affecting you, you shouldn't be an umpire. You see the ball that crosses the plate, not where he catches it and moves it. So, because the catchers have been framing since, forever. Carlton Fisk, all these old timers, Johnny Bench.
They used to try to get an extra inch or two. Now guys are doing it on every pitch, like they're like a ball in the dirt, and they still have the fucking nerve to. And for me, as a watcher, it makes me sick. I heard a really old timer call up one of the radio shows and be like, "The framing, it's immoral, and it's not, and it's dishonest, and it doesn't belong in the game."
I think it was you using that voice.
Well, let's take it back to the genesis though of everything. So I keep hearing you made these shirts. I mean, they look amazing. Do you have a background in making shirts? My sister, here's a plug for @simply.cora. @simply.cora. If you want that street cred for rocking the rye bread, hit up @simply.cora. She makes it with, I think, a Cricut. I mean, she has a whole press that she does this. How are you making this? And then may have misheard you. Did you say that you made one while you were in the hotel as well?
No, I didn't make one in the hotel.
Oh, so
But
you made all these before you left town.
yeah, I made 61 and 62 before, or before I went to Seattle for the regular season finale against the Dodgers.
Yeah.
And then I took those two to Detroit with me. But then when I came back home from Detroit, and the Mariners were going to fly me out to Seattle for game 5, then I had to have a couple more ready. So I had 62, 63, 64, I think, like 3 of them. But yeah, I make them at home with the cricket, just like your friend. And it's kind of a hobby of mine, I guess. I've made some T-shirts. I made one for the Big Ten championship for the Oregon Ducks last year. Said Big Duck Energy, and I just have fun with it, just to have something unique to wear during the game or something. But
that's cool.
So I just tried to come up with that idea for the 61st home run, and everything just came together. I'm not like a professional. I don't sell them or anything, but I've given a couple away to people that got the balls at the game, and I think someone from the Rainiers contacted me a week ago about coming to a game or something. So I said maybe I'd bring a couple, like make a couple shirts to raffle off or something like that. But oh yeah,
absolutely. So there's this picture of you on here. Where are you at a Dick's Sporting Goods, and they're already pumping your shirts out?
Yeah, I saw a guy at the game, I think right where I met you in Edgar's Cantina, that had one of these dump home run here shirts. Breaking T, who sells, shirts for the MLB Players Association, they have a whole bunch of shirts that they sell in the team store and online. They came to me and asked if they could make that shirt, and I didn't know that they were selling it at Dick's Sporting Goods until I met that fan, and then and then some people posted it on Reddit, and so I made a trip out to that Dick's in Northgate and found that shirt and took a photo and put it on my Instagram. And then, I'm just saying, hey, go buy it, because this Breaking Tea said they were going to give me like 10% of their net profit. So
cool.
There you go. You got a promo code for it?
Yeah, I do have one on my Instagram. You can buy. They'll give me a little cut of the sales.
So if I go over here to your Instagram,
I think in my bio it has the link for their.
You put official dump here guy. I don't know if I'm seeing it on there, but it's at your Instagram. But
yeah, be in my Instagram bio.
Yeah, I was wondering if you were getting a little taste out of that. I was like, damn.
I haven't seen any of the money yet. I'm hoping. They sent me a contract to sign. I think I need to have a lawyer look at it or something, because it has a lot of language in there that I don't really understand so well. So
yeah, we'll see what the returns are here after the Q4 closes. If not, maybe we'll help you get some legal, get you some legal advice.
I think they're pretty legit.
I'm gonna look at now.
Yeah, I think they're a pretty legit company, so I don't think they're going to try to screw me over. But I don't want to just sign something blindly without someone looking at it.
Yeah. I want to just say, even though of course you're going to get a taste, and it's great and all that, those to me are the bootleg ones, and the real ones are the ones you have.
Well, yeah.
Was that kind of your thing?
I've got one here. So
I just think it's so cool that you then go after whoever gets the balls and, gives them the numbered shirt. That's cool. That's so super cool.
Yeah. I mean, King 5 did a little thing on that.
Okay.
Me giving the shirt to the kid that caught number, whatever it was, 63, I think. Yeah. People enjoyed that, and I thought, well, why not? What am I going to do with it other than just keep it in a closet somewhere. But
Mm-hmm.
it's more special. It could go along with that ball.
What are you going to do with all the stuff? You have it all right here. It looks like you haven't decided where you're going to put it. You got to be building some sort of shrine, I would
Yeah,
assume.
I have everything in a closet. The bat, the balls. I brought it all out here to show you guys, but I haven't decided exactly. Nobody's offered me any money for it or anything like that. But I'll probably just display it on a wall or something.
I mean, like the closest thing we got to that, unfortunately, is a Tom Murphy bat, if you remember him. And Hanno insists that this is firewood, and I mean, I almost concur. So, like you might be saving your bat to figure out what to do with it. Maybe you gotta, unfortunately, sell it someday. I'm saving this in case there is another, universal shutdown, and I do need some firewood. I have it right here. So just before we get out of here, so you're from Auburn originally, Auburn, Washington. Does that mean that you also follow other Seattle sports teams, or is Mariners your only Seattle sports team?
I'm originally from Longview, Washington. I was born in Longview.
Excuse me.
But Auburn, I did go to high school there. I kind of moved around a lot when I was in high school. Went to Auburn, Centralia, and back in Longview for a little bit. But yeah, I am a Seattle Seahawks fan. I've been on TV in a Seahawks game before with face paint and everything, back in the Russell Wilson days before the Super Bowl we won. But I back then I would say I was more of a Seahawks fan than I was a Mariners fan. It's
sure
hard to be the other way around, but my older brother is a huge Huskies fan, and I saw Cal at the Huskies game, and I don't hate on the Huskies at all.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I did have a serious question for you. I did hear something in your interview, that you lost your mom a bit back, and you mentioned her in the MLB interview. Was there a moment where you were just thinking about all of that? And I know that you said your mother was Ichiro fan was maybe her favorite
right
Mariner. Was there a moment of some sort of reflection of all that during this period of time?
Yeah, through all this, I remember my mom just being a huge Mariners fan, Ichiro fan, and she always thought of Ichiro as like when I was playing Little League baseball and just the way that I played, and it reminded her of me, and so she was kind of like a romantic baseball fan in that sense, and so then when I see Cal breaking these records and being such a phenomenon in a similar way that Ichiro kind of took over Seattle, it just made me stronger of a Mariners fan during this time. And yeah, my mom, she was great. She loved the Seahawks, she loved the Mariners, and she unfortunately passed from pancreatic cancer. But it was actually the day before the Super Bowl that we didn't give it to Marshawn that she passed. So that was a tough Super Bowl to watch for me. But yeah, I definitely think of her. The Mariners remind me of my mom all the time. So it's even makes it sweeter when they do well.
Yeah, and just think about the release. I mean, we all have unfortunately people that have passed in our lives that have never got to see the Mariners make it this far. And I know that we'll probably all have some sort of release when that happens. So I know we're all looking forward, and you're definitely looking forward to it. And I just wanted to ask, do you have travel plans for games during the season? I'm down here in Southern California most of the time, so I always make it to the Padres if they're here, the Dodgers, Angels. I do make it up to Sacramento now. Do you make it to some of the games being out here on the West Coast or Arizona, because you're in Las Vegas?
Yeah, I will go to Padres games and Angels games, and I'll try to go up to as many as Seattle as I can. It just depends on my work schedule and of course flights and stuff like that. But I try to get to as many as I can. I see they're playing the Angels on Easter Sunday, so I'll try to make it there.
You gotta like, I know you want to wear their jerseys and you want to possibly, freshen it up a little bit. But do you feel the pressure of just going, no, I got to wear these shirts now for yourself and for the fans? And where do you stand on that?
the fans kind of view me as like a good luck charm, like the home runs coming towards me. So I guess I got to figure out a way to keep that going. I don't know what kind of shirt. I was talking to someone the other day, like, should I go with like career total home runs, like dump 154 here, something like that, or should I start at dump number 1 here? I don't know. I haven't decided yet.
Have you ever thought about expanding your posse and like having somebody that has a Julio shirt, somebody that's got a Naylor shirt, somebody's got a Munoz save shirt?
Yeah, there's a lot of things that you could do, I guess.
Kind of strange to see you in regular street clothes there. I do feel like you do have a service to uphold, and I hope you continue to do it, because I really enjoy the attention that you're getting, and it's awesome to see fans that travel, and especially ones that get creative with their outfits, and you're definitely getting rewarded for that. And so I think it's so awesome, and that's why we wanted to have you on here. And you're just a really nice guy. There's other baseball personalities, or even in the Mariners fandom or in MLB, and you meet them and they're very jaded dickheads and stuff like that. Let's bring it down a notch. You're a real nice guy. And I mean, I watched you firsthand take pictures with everybody there in the stadium. So like, you're definitely not blowing smoke up anybody's ass by saying what you're saying. I've seen all this stuff firsthand. So you're a real good dude, and I'm glad you came on the podcast. Hannah?
Well, thank you.
Yeah, thanks for taking the time, Jameson. It was a pleasure talking with you, and can't wait to see you at a game soon.
And Hannah, with that being said, you know what time. I'm gonna let Jameson take this one.
Charge.